Oh man, Joey Arnold, did you get kicked out of a pagoda? Let me tell you a story about that. Okay, you're wondering, what happened? In 2013, 2014, there is a story about something that happened with me and a leaf pagoda in Vietnam. I have talked about it a little bit, but the story is kind of confusing. It's not a big deal. Not necessarily on. Sometimes I've made it a big deal, but I've talked about it many times, and some people have talked about it, like on Facebook, and I feel like sometimes people are spreading fake news about me, and I feel like I want to correct the record. And there are some videos, and there might be some articles. I wrote some articles talking about it, but I have not made it clear. I want to make a quick video right now. I'm going to show you a video I uploaded. I think it was in 2014. I think it was near the end of the drama, the Leaf Pagoda drama, the Joey Arnold Leaf Pagoda story that started in 2013 and ended in 2014. I'm going to show you the video, but quickly, I'm going to tell you a quick summary of the story. It's once upon a time, there was a guy named Joey. That's me. I went to Vietnam. I was teaching English. I would teach English different places, and I started volunteering at a pagoda in Vietnam. And that was in August and September. I started going there and volunteering a little bit, and then I got my own class, so I became an English teacher. I was still a volunteer, but I had my own class, and that was around October of 2013. Then I lost my bike at a park, and my students at the pagoda found out. They raised money, and they gave it to me. A guy gave it to me, and he might have said salary, and I was like, huh? At the time, I was like, okay. And then I thought maybe I would get more money. Another time, like every month, because he said the word, but he probably said the wrong word because he doesn't know English. But he said it, and then I was trying to ask them, do I have a salary? Do I get a salary? Will I? Yes or no? Am I going to get a monthly salary? I tried many times to ask them, different people at that pagoda, face to face and through email or the phone, and I did it a few times. I made a big deal about it, and maybe it's not a big deal, and it's just one of the stories that I have from my life in Vietnam. I was in Vietnam from 2012 to 2017, and during this situation, it was a big thing at that time in my life. It was pretty big for a few reasons, probably. Not necessarily a big thing, but at the time it felt like it was a big thing and pretty devastating, even though it was not too terrible. Or I'm only saying that in retrospect, like looking back, you can say whatever you want. When you're looking back in your life, you can say whatever you want, but it's like hindsight is 20/20, as they say, and I can look at it and I can talk about it. I can tell you what I know now, but at the time, I didn't know everything. I was trying to put all the pieces together, and that was the main concern I had. Was just, hey, are you guys paying me, or is this just a one-time thing? And all they had to do was, I don't know. They could have said, I don't know. At least, I think that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. They could have lied, and I would have been happy with it. I think. At least now I would be happy looking back, and I think at the time I would have been okay too. That's what I remember. I'm gonna show you a video. It has some music in the background that might be copyrighted, maybe. So I'm gonna try to be quick with this video. And again, this story, not important, but it's part of my life. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit sometimes, for the record, because sometimes people don't know, and there are a few things we could talk about relating to this Pagoda story, but the most important thing is relating to the money thing. Even though the money thing is not important, it was not important to me. I just wanted to know. It wasn't a big deal. I just wanted an honest answer. I was curious. So here is a video I made, I think, in 2014. Before telling you about the 2012 Leap Pagoda Joey story, I'm going to ask you some questions. Here are 5 questions.
Number 1. Did Mr. Gung promise me monthly salaries?
Good question. What's the next question? Because I didn't ask for any money, but I got some money. And it all started after I lost the bike, and Mr. Gung gave me money. And he said salary. He said, Joey, salary. My students asked Gung, and he said, I get monthly salaries. And it would happen after Tet. This is according to the video I made in 2014. I think this is true. I have a hard time remembering all the details. I have not seen this video in a long time. In December, I asked if my class would continue after the Chinese New Year, which is in around February of every year. And I think the people at the Pagoda, the people that worked there, said yeah. But that did not happen.
From November to January. November, that's the 11th month of 2013 until...
That's when I asked. It was on the 11th, apparently. And my students would ask, and they would try to help me find answers to some of the questions that I had, like, am I going to get money again? Am I still going to have a class here? And I don't know if there were any other questions. And I believe the Pagoda never responded to the questions I had in the emails. In December of 2013, my students and other people would say to me that the Pagoda would let me sleep and eat there anytime I wanted. Anytime I wanted to. And so, therefore, I said okay. And sometimes I would do that because they said it's okay. So, I would sometimes eat at the Pagoda. Sometimes I would sleep at the Pagoda because I was invited a few times, and by different people they would say it's okay, you are invited. I believe I was invited because that's what they said to me, and I asked them a few times and they said yeah. I believe I did not get answers to my questions. I wanted clarifications, verification, confirmation. I wanted answers. Here's another question. When did Mrs. Yom, how do you say her name? I forget. When did C first learn of me? C is like I think C was a director who would approve who gets to be a teacher at the Pagoda, the Leaf Pagoda. And she was saying she said she didn't know me. And she should have known me because she's the one that approves teachers. And I was teaching and I had a class in October of 2013, and then in January or February of 2014, she's saying she doesn't know who I am, doesn't know. She's like, who are you? Why are you teaching here? You can't be at the Pagoda. You're not approved. But they were supposed to get approval from her. I think, at least, that's what I was told. Okay, so I think this was around the 10th of February of 2014. She must have said she didn't know me, didn't know who I was. But I've been going to that Pagoda since 2013, since August of 2013. So I was like, hey, you had plenty of time to find out. Or people could have told you, but they didn't. So that's their problem, their responsibility. They didn't tell you. That's not my problem. But they were like, it's your problem. My problem? No, it's your problem. Mrs. Yum is the teacher's coordinator. She invites teachers to teach at the Pagoda. It seems that Mr. Gung failed to tell her. It says A Gung. A means an, as in like Mr. or like older person, male, man, dude. It seems like he failed to tell her, and he's like a manager at the Pagoda. It seems like she was more mad at me than him, or only mad at me and not mad at him. And I was like, that's not right. That's wrong. That's crazy. That's messed up. What does that say? Well, number 3. Another question. This is a third question. Why did Mrs. Yum say my visa was expired? It wasn't expired yet, and I ended up extending it, and I would extend my visas, and it was not expired, but I think she said it was, and I don't know if she did that on purpose or if it was a mistake. Maybe she was mistaken, or maybe she was trying to turn everybody against me, or I don't know. Okay, so my visa was expiring. It was going to expire in March of 2014. On the 10th day of March of 2014, I have pictures of my passport to prove this, and I've uploaded that to the internet, so it's already public information. But I believe I made this video on the 2nd day of March of 2014, and I was letting people know, hey, my visa's not expired. But that lady was like, hey, your visa's expired. Hey, this white boy, this white American, his visa's expired. But it wasn't. You liar. Here's a picture of me and Kathy. Here's a picture of my passport.
My passport that I
It says 10/3/2014. That means March 10.
got from America since I was born and raised in America. I'm an American, me. Here's a picture of me and a Vietnamese girl that I met 2013 in person.
Okay. Kathy, the one that stole my bike, or so I say. Long story, another story for another time.
Some contact info. Of Saigon.
Okay. Question number 4. Did the Pagoda promise I could sleep at the Pagoda anytime I want? I thought so. According to students and other people, they were telling me, yeah, you could do that. Eat there, sleep there. And maybe it's true that they wanted me to feel at home and okay, and maybe it was true that I could. Maybe they did invite me to eat and sleep at the Pagoda anytime. But at the same time, maybe they changed their mind, and that's okay. My problem was the hypocrisy. I think it may have been hypocrisy or something. I don't know if I have the right words, but that's one word that comes to my mind. And it's one of the things that I think about sometimes because I like transparency. I like in integrity, and I just wanted them to own up to whatever they wanted, whatever they believed. I wanted them to tell me the truth, whatever it is. I didn't want them to lie. I wanted them to be direct, and all they had to do was say, maybe we promised you money and classes, but no more. And maybe we did promise you could eat and sleep here anytime at our pagoda, but no more. And I would have been okay with it. That's all I wanted. I wanted a direct answer, but they may have been wanting to save face. And or I don't know. But it's hard to admit when you're wrong, or it's hard to be direct, or whatever the case might be. And it's hard for some people, including some people, or a lot of people in Asia, in Vietnam. It could be cultural, it could be a cultural thing. I don't know. I mean, I know is what it is what people would say, that they do stuff like that. Okay. Don't break promises. Period. That's something I would say. I still say. On the exception that you do break a promise, please offer some explanations, apologies, compensation for the inconvenience of doing just that. Number 5. Why did they threaten to call police or others to kick me out of the pagoda? The pagoda started threatening me on Tuesday, the 25th day of February of 2014.
Started threatening me on Tuesday, 2014 to 25, through the mouth of Miss Yoon.
That was on a Tuesday, okay? But why did they continue threatening me if they were not going to really get the police to come over? Oh, here's another question. Number 6. Why do they continue threatening me with the police? What does that say? If the master of the pagoda told them not to, right? He said, don't do that. Don't threaten Joey with the police. I think that's what he said. There were some translators or one guy, or it might have been the lady. There was a few different people that would try to translate. And at one time, he was in America, visiting, doing something. And they would call him on the phone and try to get him to tell me to leave the pagoda. Remember these questions as I tell the Pagoda story. The 2012 Leaf Pagoda Joey story by Joey Arnold. And let's see. I had an English class at the Saigonese cuisine at 135 Wing Hui in the Tangfu district of Ho Chi Minh City. Okay, that's kind of unrelated, I think. I don't know why. Why is that there? A decline in communication is a decline in understanding. You ever misunderstand others? Yeah, all the time. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was an English teacher. Oh, that's me. Okay. My name's Joey. Oh, instead of saying me, I will say Joey. I will talk like
How Elmo talks.
I will talk like how Elmo talks. Okay? Once upon a time, there was a Joey. That's me. Born in 85. Joey went to Vietnam in 2012. Now he teaches in Saigon. Joey started teaching at the Leaf Pagoda in August of 2012.
So here's their address.
The Leaf Pagoda is in the Govop. How do I say Govop? Govop. Govop. The Govop district in Saigon, near a small river or creek or canal. Phone number. Phone number. Okay, so back in August of 2013, Joey was assisting in some of the classes at the Pagoda on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning, for an hour or two. It must have been around, I don't know, 8 or 10 in the morning for a few hours or less, maybe an hour or two. I don't know. Don't remember exactly. And then there was an older Vietnamese English teacher who invited Joey to help him. So then Joey started helping. I started helping on Sundays, 7 to 8:30 p.m. I don't remember this. I don't remember this part of the story. Trying to remember. I have no memory of this. Maybe a little bit of a memory.
In the morning.
Oh, in the morning? Okay, and I do remember. I don't remember anything happening at night. So I have the it's a typo. It says PM. It's supposed to say AM. That's why I don't remember, because it didn't exist. I didn't do anything at night yet until I had my own class.
I was thinking about my class, but he started like I started. Joey started in the morning. So
I ended up having my own class in October of 2013, I think.
Later, that older Vietnamese English teacher gave Joey his own class because he asked, "Hey, do you want to teach in your class?" And Joey said, "Oh yeah, I want to teach in my own class."
So it wasn't my idea. And so if Mrs. Yoon or Mr. Goon or others are like, how dare you come into our pagoda and be like trying to trespass and trying to steal our students or trying to, teach English here, you can't do that or whatever that happened. It was his idea. I don't know if he had the power to grant me a class. I don't know what he did to get me my own class, but I started teaching English there. And I believe it was his idea because he's the one that started saying it to me. He's like, hey, do you want to have your own class? And I was like, okay. And then, next thing I know, I had my own class and everybody wanted to be in it. There were over 30 students for a while in October, November, December, and then they canceled it all of a sudden, like either in December or in January. And they didn't tell me that they canceled it. They just would tell the students, oh, there's no more class. And I had to find out, like, secondhand that the class was over. I believe they didn't tell me directly. And there was no reason really to end the class, I don't think. And it was popular. Everybody wanted to be in my class.
At the Pagoda, and so he...
So the guy, the Vietnamese English teacher, talked to the Pagoda and got me my class, my own class at the Pagoda.
He talked to the Pagoda.
Okay. Oh, maybe it started in November, according to this video.
During the last week of February, and there was like 3 students that came, but
So I may have had my class a few times in January and maybe in February, or I may have seen some of my students, later on in January or February of 2013, and I probably talked to them a little bit about the situation.
So, June 2013.
So in December 2013, I lost my bike at the 239 Park. Okay.
The Pagoda gave Joey money.
Okay, so I got some money. The Pagoda gave me money, so I could buy a new bike. So it wasn't really a salary.
So that Joey can buy a new bike.
And I think I was told I would get $1 million VND per month. That's about $50 at that time. I got around $50 in December of 2013. And I thought that the Pagoda was saying I would continue to get salaries every month. And students, classes. And then I could sleep at the Pagoda anytime I wanted. On Tuesday, the 25th of February of 2014, Mr. Yoon told me to leave or to wait for the police, who never came. And
Me that Joey's visa was expired.
Miss Hume said my visa was expired. Okay? Before, it seemed like the Pagoda did not hate me, but then later on it was like they did, or I felt like I thought and I felt like they did. Like after meeting with Mrs. Hume, and that Mrs. Hume was like telling the staff and students at the Pagoda not to like me and to hate me. And maybe they lied to Mrs. Hume, because maybe Mrs. Hume found out about me and was like going to the staff at the Pagoda in February of 2014 and was like, why is this American man teaching English at the Pagoda? I didn't approve him. And maybe Mr. Gung and or other people were like, oh, I don't know. That's a possibility. From the top of my head, I can say, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't know. I would have to remember all the conversations I had with people about this, because at the time I didn't know a lot about what was happening, but as time went by, more people started talking to me about it a little bit, and then I started learning more after the fact. Probably in February and in March of 2014, I started learning more and more, and because I think there was like another side to the story, that the real reason I was let go was that some of the people that would go to the Pagoda to worship Buddha would see me sometimes sleeping and would be like, we don't like this. You need to get rid of him. And then the staff of the Pagoda decided, okay, we're going to cancel his classes and tell him to leave. And that's probably what happened. There may be other things, may have been other things, connected issues, connect the dots, related issues. There may have been, a couple different things happening at the same time. I don't know, but that may have been the number one thing. Was I was flagged. I was complained about by random people, not my students, but just random people that, random older Vietnamese people who would, go there to pray and would sometimes look into the room where I was sleeping, or they would see me on my laptop or something, eating something. I don't know, but that's what one lady was telling me that, and she was my friend. She was a staff. I think she was one of the staff there, and she was telling me that, and there may have been other people too that were telling me the inside scoop. So, on Saturday, the 22nd of February of 2014, some of my students came to my class.
The students told Joey, but the class was canceled.
I didn't know my class was canceled, and this was like during or after the Tet holiday. That's this Chinese New Year. They have their own New Year holiday, and after that, the classes would resume. And so I thought that I would be able to go back to teaching English after the break, the New Year break, and so I was there and I was waiting for my students, and some of them came, and they were like, "Your class is canceled." That's what the office said. That's what the staff said at the Pagoda. And I was like, "What?" I didn't know, because they didn't tell me. So my own students had to tell me. That's not right. That's not right.
Okay.
But the Pagoda wouldn't tell me that my class was canceled. So what's happening? I just want to understand.
Mars, it seemed as if the Pagoda liked Joey.
So I don't know. Did they like me? Or was it a lie? What's this? Huh.
Yelling at each other, and all these things are not supposed to be happening, but
They told Joey many things in order to get Joey to leave.
it's like then they really wanted it. They really, you know, like
Who's
obviously I'm in Vietnam because I'm next to a Vietnamese boy, but
that? Where was I? I don't remember. Was I in a cafe or something else? When I was making this video, where was I? A cafe or what? I don't know. Blogspot. JustJoeyFilms.blogspot.com. So that's where I posted all of that. I don't know if it's still there. If it's not, you may be able to find it on the Internet Archive, archive.org or something, or my blog, maybe. Oh, what's this? Oh, what is that? Okay, I think this is at the Saigonese Cuisine Cafe. That's why I mentioned it earlier in the video. That's where I was.
originaloatmeal@gmail.com. This is what I look like in case you forgot. I'm a real boy. I'm not crazy.
One of my students, we would meet at this cafe, practice English.
That's a Vietnamese boy.
This was a cafe in the Tan Phu district.
I came here to make the world a better place. I'm not just here to just punch you in the face. But like last night, it was really crazy and sad because I was at the Pagoda last night, the first day of March, the third month of 2014. And all these Vietnamese people were at the Pagoda, and they were gonna like jump me and.
True. I think I remember that, and I may have cried a little bit. I don't know if that was a particular situation where I was emotional and crying, or may have been a few times where I just started crying. A few different times, a few different interactions. And it was emotional, it was hard. And even though it's like it was not like a big deal, like I said earlier. It's not supposed to be a big deal, but it was. To me, personally, it was. Even though it's not. It was something that was important to me at the time. Looking back, I think it doesn't really matter. In some ways, I can understand how it was important to me at the time, because I was like really into trying to get them to be honest, and I was emotionally unstable or something. Probably a variety of things, being tired and what have you. Tired physically, emotionally, and everything. It was like, that was like a hill I wanted to maybe die on. A hill I would die on. A battle, you have to pick your battles, and I was making a big deal about this story, and it wasn't the only story I had in Vietnam that I would blow up. And I'm not saying it was totally my fault or what have you. Like, I would be in these situations, and I believe people would do me wrong, but at the same time, I would do wrong too. And so there would be blame on both sides. We would both be at fault, but I would overemphasize on their problem, their fault. Even though I had some blame, like I was at fault too, but I didn't want people to forget what they did that was wrong. And I felt like if I focused too much on me, people would forget about them. And I wanted some accountability. And so I was really, really focused on that. And I understand where I was coming from. The difference now is I may not necessarily fight as hard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I would do, because it depends on many things, many factors. I don't know, but it's possible that now I would have been like, whatever, and move on. I would be like, okay, these guys are jerks, and I would just get up and go and never come back to the Pagoda. and I would maybe make a video, write an article about them, and say, these guys are jerks. Maybe they lied to me. Maybe they did me wrong, and I would just move on. That's probably what I would do now. But at that time, I wanted to stay and wait and battle it out. And I wanted to try to get them to confess. I wanted them to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Or I wanted them to be like, we don't care. Or, I wanted them to kind of admit to something. Like, say something like, yeah, we were going to give you money, but then people complained about you, so we have to let you go. That would have been, it would have been good. If that's the truth, and even if it wasn't the truth, I would have accepted it, because I did accept it. Because somebody told me that. At least one person told me that. But I wanted to hear it directly from them. But they wouldn't tell me directly. So I had to hear about it from a third party who somehow found out. It was kind of direct and kind of indirect. I was not happy about that, but I wasted a lot of time trying to get them to be honest. I thought they were not being honest enough.
Pulled me out of the pagoda and beat me up or something. It's really, really sad, and I don't like that.
In case you forgot, I'm saying there was a time. One time I was at the pagoda and they were trying to pull me out, and there was a few different guys there, and they were going to fight me, and I don't think they actually hit me, but they were threatening to attack, and they were saying things like, the cops are coming and you better go, and some of them didn't know English, or none of them did. There were a few that knew a little bit and were trying to translate to me in English.
I don't like that they can just turn on you. So I really want answers. Look at the beginning of the video. Look at the questions I was asking.
And so I uploaded this video. I don't know if this video is still on YouTube. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not if it was on a channel that was suspended. If the channel was suspended, then it's not there anymore. This video might get copyrighted because of the music in the background.
I want the pagoda to give me more specific answers, because it's very important to understand what's going on.
In a way, it's pretty important. In another way, I don't know. It depends. But it's good to understand human psychology. And in that sense, yeah, it's pretty important.
We can all benefit from these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. Stay tuned and continue to eat oatmeal.
Okay. If you say so. Some holes in the screen of the laptop. Sometimes my laptops had holes in the screen, and then I had to get a new one. Eventually I did. And that's the end of the video. That was a 30-minute video. wow, this video is almost an hour. So this is me giving you a rough outline to what happened at the pagoda. There may have been some things that happened after that. I recorded that video early in March of 2014, and some people were talking to me about it after that. So I believe I was gaining more insight to it, and I talked about that in this video. That the new insight that I got after making that video was mostly, I think it was mostly that some people complained about me, and that's probably why they ended up getting rid of me, and they did it indirectly, which I didn't like it, but this kind of thing is normal. Not to say it's right, because it's not right, but it's pretty normal for people to do stuff like that. Thank you for watching. Until next time, eat oatmeal.